Hello my fellow riders, today we're going to be looking at the Harley Davison. This isn't a Harley. This is the Bullit V-Bob 250cc. So today we're going to be looking at the Bullit V-Bob 250cc. So this bike was very much designed to look like an older bobber motorbike from say the 1960s onwards. And it is definitely designed to look like a Harley Davidson, and that's where it's getting most of its design cues. Now I've rode this bike today and it is very nice. Very nice indeed. So we're going to do this the same way we do all the time: spec, design, comfort, pros and cons, and cost of riding. Spec comes in at 16.4 horsepower with 17 Newton meters of torque. It has a top speed of 128 at 9 kilometers an hour, which is somewhere 84, I think it's somewhere around that sort of thing. And it obviously has a V-twin. Now this is a very nice engine in this bike. It also comes in the Bullit have another model, I can't remember what the name of it right off the top of my head, and also Lexmoto have their Lexmoto Valiant, I think it is, which is also has the same number as this. This has got an absolutely humongous tank, and it is 20 litres, and you will be getting 88 miles per gallon out of that. Obviously there's quite a lot of things to take into consideration when working out the miles per gallon, but just on an average that's what they've got on their website, and it should do 88 miles to the gallon. The clocks are in miles per hour or kilometers an hour. There's a button underneath to set them to whichever one you want. You do have to take off the plastic outer bit to do that, and the battery is in there, and it is a bit of a pain in the bum to do, but hopefully when you get it in you never have to take it out again, because you're going to be riding it so much that it's never going to sit in your workshop or whatever long enough for you to ever need to charge the battery, because it can do it itself. Harley derived switchgear, and it has obviously the twin exhaust system. This system is a metal exhaust system, whereas Bullit's other model is stainless steel, and the Lexmoto model is also stainless steel, but this exhaust is in keeping with the style of the bike, so you can't really put a stainless steel exhaust system on this sort of thing because it just won't look right. Has LED indicators, LED rear light. They are projection headlights, so it's probably going to have a H4 single on each. There's not really a lot else to say about the spec, but there is something else to do. So, let's steering lock. Turn it on, wait for that buzz to disappear. Listen to that. Made something fall out of my pocket. So yes, this does sound awesome. Obviously through the audio equipment I've got, you're probably going to lose some of that in translation, but the best thing to do is go find your local Bullit dealer and go sit on it, ask them to start it, because they do sound really nice. Has ABS, and it has discs front and back, upside down forks, and twin shocks on the back also, all in keeping with the style. Apart from the discs, they weren't in keeping, but we don't want drums anymore. Design. Obviously this bike is based on a Harley Davidson. Harley Davidson no longer produce any worthwhile small capacity motorbikes, so other people have had to jump in and take the market because, well, someone's got to do it. So this is Bullit's version of the Harley Davidson, which isn't a Harley Davidson which is a Harley Davidson, but whatever. It is very, very well designed. It has nice twin exhaust system, that lovely V-twin, and everything seems to be put together really nicely. There's not really a lot more to say. Your eyes do the talking. So I'm not going to spend too much time on this segment because obviously you can see the bike, you can make your own decisions on design. Comfort. I'm not going to sit on this because it's wet and I don't like getting a wet bum. But I did do a test ride and there will be a link in the description up above if you want to go and see that, and there will also be a link at the end of the video. But I did do a test ride on this, and I usually have a problem with this sort of bike. It usually hurts my back, hurts my arms and stuff, but this is by far the most comfortable cruiser, whatever you want to call it, I have ever ridden. The seat is really nice. I would be comfortable riding this bike for a couple of hours without having too much issue, without getting off and not being able to walk afterwards. So that is always a good thing. Your feet are further forward on this bike than they would normally be. The only one thing that I do not like about this bike is this airbox. On the other side, there isn't anything to stop your legs getting comfortable. On the airbox, they do stop you from getting parallel on either side. So only that. It's a little thing, nothing major. The bike is fairly heavy at 179 kilo, but all that weight is lower down, so you don't have to worry too much about that. It's only when you're getting it, moving it about, pushing it about, that you ever worry about that sort of weight. When you're riding along, the bike takes care of itself. You don't have to worry about it. So that is always a good thing. The way that the bike looks, I don't think you're ever going to have any problem with rust, or not for a while anyway. The best thing I would always suggest is put ACF 50 all over the bike, apart from your wheels. Do not put it on your brake pads because it seeps in and it will destroy them and your brakes just won't work. So make sure that you keep it all nice. If you go out in weather like this, make sure you dry the bike off, which I will do shortly. Cost of riding. This bike is £3,799 plus £150 on the road. Tax for this bike is going to be around the £40 mark, and you don't have to have an MOT for 3 years. Insurance should be for, say, a 24-year-old somewhere in the region of £200 to £300. I can't give you exacts because there's so many different things that go into it that I wouldn't get it right anyway, so there's no point in telling you because, as I say, I won't get it right. Remember, with this sort of thing, you need helmet, jacket, gloves, boots, trousers, and obviously you can't go and buy the cheap stuff from, say, Cheap Bikes or Us because it isn't in keeping with the style. You need the right stuff. So on this sort of thing, you're going to be looking at leather jackets and stuff. Pros and cons. There's no rear rack on this, so you're not going to be able to have a rear rack. I'm sure there's going to be something in development somewhere to put a top box on it. You can do, don't, it'll look poo. Obviously you don't need L plates or anything like that. It has loads of power so that you can have a pillion on it as well. It's going to be something really comfortable. As I said, the only thing that I don't like is the airbox because it digs into the side of your leg. And you want to be comfortable. So thank you for watching my video. I hope you've enjoyed it, and I hope you'll subscribe to my channel so that you can stay updated to all my latest content. But as always, ride safe.